Hello and welcome back to Soulcreek. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Loken and Alex set out, to go to the Devil's Crag. And Loken is about to take Alex to a very special spot that has some backstory for stuff. I don't want to spill the beans just yet. But yeah, so... without further ado, let us, continue. Little of importance happens while we travel. We keep a steady stride through Ilea, the mountainous terrain eventually blending together as we progress westward. By late afternoon, I'm starting to feel the ache, but urge my feet onwards regardless. Loken remains stoic and focused. He says next to nothing. Hours pass in comfortable silence. As the sun curls down and begins to dip, a thin veil of mist sweeps the ground, and the temperature starts to drop. Just as he promised, Loken takes me to a quick detour to see the ominous sight that he alluded to. Dusk rapidly approaches. Just when my fatigue starts to burn, we arrive at an eerie abandoned settlement. What is this place? Besides me, Loken whines anxiously. I will tell you this story. It is part of your training. There is something different about him. He's holding himself in a manner that I've never seen, like he's unsettled on a spiritual level. Concerned, I reach up and gently stroke his arm. Are you okay? Loken looks away solemnly. He isn't okay at all. The Oxtail clan once lived here. They were a small clan of 50. Now they are gone. Nobody will approach this village. Squinting at the dilapidated fauna and neglected, warped structures, a shiver runs down my spine. I instinctively ready my spear. There is a haunting tranquility to the derelict settlement, a solemn, hollow enormity that I don't know how to describe. Did we pass into a black zone? No, but we are standing beside one. You see? He gestures past the decaying huts and into a gaping maw on the adjacent woodlands. The black zone border is behind those trees. My skin tingles. If I took 10 paces forward, I'd be inside. It's far too close for comfort. Did they have any idea that they built their village right on the border? They did not. They did not consult a black runner before choosing the site. I stare into the maw of dread. In my head, it's like watching my own face reflected in the fathomless sea water, my nose almost touching the dark ripples. What happened here? The village was named Carmine. This was for the red petals that once grew here many years ago. The village had been silent. Those who visited this clan disappeared. A black runner and her acolyte were asked to discover why. A warden from a nearby clan was with them. The Oxtail clan did not welcome them, but they continued to investigate. Loken directs my gaze to one of the abandoned structures, a large house. The black runners soon discovered the truth. Many years ago, 10 of the villagers had become informed all at once. They had been chained to the walls inside the building. Chained? They were kept alive for many years. The Oxtail clan was small. They had strong bonds. They could not execute their own. The whole horrifying truth washes over me. I shiver and step away. Those poor fuckers, trapped inside that house, completely insane. Loken nods sadly. The informed would ramble as they were chained. Over time, the villagers would listen to their ramblings. Soon the ramblings became like music. The chieftain of the Oxtail clan was called Zahan, the Wise. She had once been a talented healer. 2 of those who had become informed had been her children. Zahan's mind was broken. She ordered her people to listen to the voices of the informed. They would gather every night. None were allowed to refuse. The words of the informed became law. Zahan interpreted these words. The people came to believe the Black Zones were good. They would worship them as one would worship gods. Soon the Oxtail clan did not wish to be the Oxtail clan anymore. Instead, they would call themselves the Ensouled. So it was a cult? Fuck, the Black Zones really mess people up. They would call the demons by a strange name, angels. Angels? They heard that word from the informed? They did. They believed that if all embraced the angels, the Black Zones would swell with gratitude, all lands would be consumed in rapture. What happened to the three that investigated? The Black Runner, the Acolyte, and the Warden? The Ensouled did not want their secret to be told. They became hostile to the Black Runner. The Warden had to act. She fought the Ensouled, though she did not wish to. The village was slaughtered. There was no other choice. A thought suddenly strikes me, and I groan in realization. The Badger of Carmine, Taki, she was a warden. She's always seemed so indomitable, a loyal guardian and a friend, but being forced to carry out an execution of this scale? That's not her. Taki also put down the informed that had been chained up, including the children. It was the only path. The Black Runners agreed to tell the other clans the Oxtails had turned to banditry and murder. Many see Taki as a hero for her deed. I doubt that she sees it that way. Poor Taki. What happened to Zahan? Zahana, the wise, fled into the Black Zone. Taki was not able to deliver justice to this person. She believes that she failed her duties to this day. This still caused her great pain. She will not speak of these things. The haunting, tragic tale of Carmine rings in my mind, but one aspect in particular irks my curiosity. Loken, how did 10 people become informed all at once? Loken promptly directs my sight towards the ominous Black Zone's border again. When the village of Carmine was built, some of the structures were put within the Black Zones. The builders were oblivious. Behind those trees within the Black Zones, there is a barn used to store grain. You could see it clearly from here were it not for the trees. On that night, the villagers had heard sounds from the barn. They crossed the border to investigate. When they returned, they were informed. He pauses. Earlier that night, something had wandered into the barn. It had become trapped within. This is what the villagers saw. I stare, my grip of the spear tightening until my knuckles turn white. That's... Fuck. It was right on their doorstep, the whole time watching them. It was the Black Runner's acolyte who discovered the barn. The acolyte was... Loken's stoic, indomitable demeanor is cracking. He's unsettled. I've never seen it happen like this. It's unpleasant. The acolyte was only a child. They were hiding from the violence as the Ensouled were fighting. They crossed the border and sought refuge in the barn. His chest is starting to rumble with a deep, strained anxiety. They looked within. They saw. He sidesteps closer to me, growling with bared teeth, eyes locked onto the clearing. I reach up and squeeze his arm to offer whatever comfort I can. It was you. You were the acolyte. He breathes deep, wavering in the face of his trauma. It was on this night, Alex. I knew that they were demons on this night. That is their name to me. He's never quaked at the sight of a Black Zone or the mention of a demon. Not once. Whatever he went through, here left a deep, deep scar. I opened the door. I faced this demon. It faced me back. Instinctively, desperate to console him, I step into his view and cup his muzzle, trying to turn his gaze down to me. I can't bear to see him hurt. Hey, that's enough. You don't have to tell me anymore. He resists, keeping his gaze on the clearing and snarling. I gingerly stroke his cheek with my thumb. Loken! I finally get through to him. He falters. Stop thinking about it. Eventually he nods. His head droops, the weight of his snout collapsing into my hands. I embrace him. Easy. Easy, big guy. I've got you. He inhales deeply, nuzzling his soft face into my shoulder for comfort. I pet him slowly and compassionately. Slowly, I feel his arms tighten around me. His pain slowly bleeds away as he clings to me. It was a long time ago. Whatever was in that barn, it's gone now. No. What? It is not gone. I release Loken and spin around, locking my eyes back onto the empty clearing with urgency. Just beyond those trees. It's still there? Barely 10 paces away from us, trapped in that barn. I could almost see it from here. And it could see me. Once again, I see my reflection in the black water, but what lurks just behind it, staring back. Loken, let's just leave. I step away, but Loken doesn't move. Come on, big guy. That's enough. When he remains still, I hook my hand onto his paw and tug him from his trance. We can't stay. It could be watching. He starts to follow me slowly. I keep hold of his paw. We turn, silent, and keep our backs to the border. I resist the urge to whirl around and face whatever might be watching our backs as we leave the village of Carmine. We still don't say much for the rest of our travels that day. The mood is bleak. Loken is disturbed. I'm not sure if Carmine was really a lesson for me. Perhaps it was some kind of therapy for him. Eventually, he agrees to do something that'll take his mind off of it. We decide to make camp for the night at a spot that he says he's particularly fond of. Whoa. It is a good place to rest. I see why you like it here. It's gorgeous. Elila keeps finding new ways to humble me with its beauty. The sky has turned blazing orange. Before us, a glorious waterfall flows amid a tranquil pond. The forest here is far from any clan. They do not patrol these woods. It is peaceful. They're lost. This is the kind of place that I want to build a cabin next to and settle down. Perhaps, but this would not be good. The Black Zone is not far from here. Loken points to a point beyond the forest, past the scenic waterfall, before us. There is no fence to mark the border. That's pretty close. Are you sure the spot is safe? You are sensing danger? I look back in the direction Loken indicated, trying to fathom the vacuumous depths that lay just beyond. However, the usual dread that seizes me when we're close to the Black Zone is absent. I can't sense anything. Then we are safe. He smiles contently, his eye line going to the serene pond. He seems transfixed. I watch as his eyes shut. His fur ruffles in the chilly breeze, and his chest inflates with his steady breathing. You all right, big guy? You've been really quiet since Carmine. I am okay. He hooks an arm around my shoulder, tugging me closer to him. I smirk, nestling under his arm. It is good being here with you. I will enjoy this view. Anything to spend more time with you? You come here a lot? I do. You have also been here before. I tilt my head at him, baffled. After I pulled you from the glass, I ran from the Black Zone to this place. You were asleep, heavy. It was here that I washed your wounds. Oh. Oh, right. When I was, butt-ass nude. Butt-ass? Yeah, you know. Naked? This was not important at the time. Loken ruffles my hair, then moves over to a nearby rock. He perches himself on it, watching me curiously. Alex, I will ask you a question. My day's going pretty good. That is not the question. Oh, sorry. Instead, I am asking you what language it is that you were speaking when I brought you to this place. I was talking? You were. I plonk my butt neatly on the stones beside him. We both sit facing the lake. His tail hooks around my waist gently. If I was talking, I would have been before Bite was translating. I don't remember what I said. My first memories are waking up at the lodge. The language you spoke was strange. I did not know these words. It's just my mother tongue. I definitely didn't recognize your language at first either. Perhaps only the Zephyr spoke this language you spoke. But if the Zephyr spoke my language, where did yours come from? Perhaps both languages were used? Then how come no one here speaks mine anymore? I do not know. I think back to the day that I woke up, trying to recall it for clues. Some of your salvage had writing on it, in my language. The shampoo bottle, remember? No one can read these words. Right, but it still raises questions. Like, is there also a written version of Ailean? If so, what kind of alphabet does it use? Alphabet? Tell me what this is meaning. I frown. Can, uh, can people read or write at all in Ailean? No, only the automonks can do these things. I chuckle at the outrageous absurdity. The automonks really are fundamental cockheads. These skills were common with the Zephyr. It was essential. We were all taught it. Still, I wonder what happened to my language. You said that you didn't even recognize it. All provinces outside of Ailea speak Ailean, or a language that is close. Why is it called Ailean then, if it's spoken elsewhere? It is called this because Ailea is the center of the known world. It is the largest safe space, accessed only by the spine, south of here. The known world must be pretty small. It is, but there are many other safe spaces that contain other clans. They are connected by passages through the Black Zones. Only the Black Runners know these passages. You must have traveled them? What are they like? I have not traveled them. You've never gone beyond the spine? I do not know the passages outside of Ailea. Oh, Aya didn't teach you? Aya did not teach me this. It is not the responsibility of the Black Runner to teach their acolyte this. The acolyte uses their wit to determine the Black Zone borders by themselves. All Black Runners are different. How they are attuned to the four is different. Some may be skilled in one of the four, others in other. I am considered to have weak wit. I gawp at him. What? That's bullshit. Come on, you put all those fences up around Ailea. Only around Draconi lands. Outside of this, my wit is poor. Actually, I do remember him saying that he had whole heaps of salvage that he couldn't identify. I just assumed that it was natural for all Black Runners. But you're really well known as a Black Runner. People in other clans have heard of you. Those Windchill travelers stop by just to see you. This is true. I am a renowned Black Runner, but not for my wit. Instead, this is because I am considered to have strong vigor. I nod in understanding. Ah, yeah. Any acolyte that can face down a demon as a child must have a pretty sturdy mind. In some places, I have a name. Oh? I am called the Whisperer. I snort, trying to contain a laugh. This is not a joke. Sorry. No, it's just, sounds like a cheesy nickname. You are enjoying cheese, but you do not eat. No, it's just an expression. So, the Whisperer? I like it. It's kind of cool. In a very weird way. He gives me a stiff thumbs up. It is cool. I enjoy this name. It reminds me that I am strong, even when I feel I am weak. Why the Whisperer of all things? After the encounter at Carmine, I would say the word demon to Aya. This was unusual. Before this, I did not speak at all. Wait, that was your first word? For many years, yes. The people of the clans believed that I had spoken with this demon. Some feared this, some admired this. Did you speak to it? I do not know. I simply knew this word, demon, after that day. I frown. You said the insult called them angels? They did call them this. Angels and demons. I'm pretty sure those are Zephyr words. This is important. Maybe. They're sort of like, opposites. I don't know. He growls thoughtfully, but then shakes his head. I have thought about these words many times. It is not good to think about them too much. Quite suddenly, he raises from his perch. Alex, that is enough talking. The water is good. Water? He smirks wickedly, and there is a snap as he unbuckles the strap around his chest. Really? You're gonna take a dip? Yes, you will join me. I will feel you against me. What is it with you guys? I fold my arms bemused as I watch Loken start to strip down. You can't seriously be horny after today. No, I only wish to hold you in these waters. We will not mate until we have returned to the Draconi. It looks a bit cold for a swim. Then I will warm you, little human. Come, the water will relax you. As he tugs off his loincloth, I feel my face flush. Even if he's not planning anything lewd, the view of him remains as tantalizing as ever. I guess it does look pretty nice. The water, that is. And you. He walks over and cups my jaw, circling his huge paw around my neck. I grin, letting my head fall against his fumbling grasp. Sure you don't want to just get me naked again? I do want that. I enjoy feeling you against me. Alex, undress and enjoy the water with me. It's hard to resist when his subtle paw pads are pressing so wonderfully into my neck and face. He teases my jawline with his thumb, and one paw tugs at my hoodie. Off. Okay. Let me just... Before I can even get up, he's already tugging my top clean off over my head. I chuckle, sheepishly trying to raise my arms to let him strip me from behind. Man, he really has absolutely no tact. He's completely endearing, honestly. Once Loken has wrenched my top off, I'm struck by the icy blare of the Ailean chill. Ooh. Loken tugs me closer to be enveloped in his arms. I'm struck by how luxuriously warm he is, even amid such cold air. As I coddle myself in his pelt, his arms snake around my butt, and he slides his paw down my pants and onto my bare cheeks, squeezing them. I snicker. Getting handsy there? You sure this isn't about mating? It is not. I only enjoy holding this part of you. He pushes my leggings down, leaving us both exposed to one another. I timidly bury my face into his chest and grin, suddenly aware of where we are. Sure no one comes this way? You are shy. Still not used to being naked and out in the open. It is only us here. Come, we must relax. It has been a long day of traveling. Keeping his paws all over me, Loken tugs me over to the water. Wait, slow down. It's cold and I don't have your fur. No, do not get in slowly. He continues to pull me in despite my protests. Hang on. Ugh. No, it is better to be fast. When my feet hit the pole, I immediately flinch. It's bitterly cold. Ah, fuck, it's brisk. It's certainly an unpleasant far cry from the hot springs. I lift my feet to protect them from the icy currents, but Loken just hauls me further in. You must move quickly. You will get used to the cold. Wait, no! Loken heartlessly smirks as I'm dragged helplessly into the icy pool. He pulls me to waist deep. I jolt, clenching my teeth and clutching onto Loken tightly. Loken, why? He only chuckles mercilessly at me. See, you are now in water. You are okay? I grimace, my whole body paralyzed by the shocking temperature drop. I clutch my body to his desperately. Yeah, just hoping I won't freeze my dick and falls off. The husky compresses his arms around me and squeezes, smirking and nosing his snout tenderly to my cheek. Humans do not like cold water. Not this cold. Although I have to admit the temperature is getting more tolerable as the seconds trickle by. The pond water reaches my belly button, and I keep myself pressed into Loken's heated body. How are you still so warm? All Ailean hounds have thick pelts. We are built for this cold. I hum in agreement, shivering and running my hands up to his chest, groping his pecs. The water behind Loken sloshes as his tail wags beneath the surface. His silky fur entwines with my fingers. I feel the dense vibrations of his rumbling, happy growls. He laps his tongue playfully across my cheek, leaving a cold, wet smear. It's you and your tongue. You are a good human. I blush. And you're a good hound. You are a good acolyte. And you're a good teacher. We gaze at each other for a moment. His paws fumble with my waist as my fingers weave into his pelt. I lean forward, touching my forehead into his chest. He ruffles the back of my head with his paw. Okay, I'll admit it. This is nice. I watch him for a moment. This curious hound. This peculiar mentor of mine. Even with all the darkness clouding my mind, he's still so enticing to me. I can't explain where this attraction came from. He's taking good care of me, and I've tried to do the same for him. Despite all that, still he's kind of an enigma to me. As close as we've gotten over the last 6 days, much of him remains a stranger. What's really going on in that head of his? Hey, why are you helping me? I still don't really get you. Why did you want me as your acolyte? You are the last human. We must determine where you come from. Yeah, but why do you want that? This is your path. I will help you find out where you have come from. This will help you become a great black runner. Only this and nothing more. Nothing more? Really? I hesitate. I don't want to ruin the moment. It's nothing. Tell me. I smile sweetly at him, fumbling my fingers around his sodden chest fur. I just, find it hard to believe. Explain. You kept saying it. Only this and nothing more. Just focus on the task. You always warn me about digging too deep. But, don't you want to know? Anything? I am confused. This algorithm could tell us a lot more. The Cascade, the Zephyr, the Affliction, Soulcreek. No, that knowledge is dangerous. We are here for you, only you. I hum uncertainly, continuing to massage his chest. He whines, cupping my chin and tilting my face up to his. You are not believing me? Don't take this the wrong way, Loken, but no. At once, he scowls. I just groan. Come on, forget it. I don't want to ruin... You think that I am dishonest? Explain. I didn't mean that, it's just... I shrug. I don't think people see you a great black runner because of all the salvage you collect. Something sets you apart from the others. From what I can tell, you're closer to the black zones than most other black runners. That's why people look up to you. You've studied them, thought about them, learned about their nature. Hell, you faced down a demon when you were just a kid. You warned me not to dig too deep, but here we are on our way to the Devil's Crack to dig deeper, deeper than ever. He looks away, growling softly. You once asked me if I thought the demons could be stopped. You asked me. Come on. You even keep a piece of one of them in your home. You're way more than just a salvage collector. You're a teacher, a protector. You're trying to save people. There was a pause. You want to stop the black zones, don't you? He looks away from me. I hug my body to his, head kneeling into his soaking chest. Am I wrong? No. There are things that I have wondered. I have wondered since that day at Carmine. I have been chased by demons. I have searched for and saved people who have disappeared in the black zones. I have given counsel to chieftains about their nature. I have slain informed who I could not save. This is my path, but I would like to know if the path will ever change. Perhaps one day it will end. Perhaps one day we will be the ones to end it. I thought perhaps this algorithm can help us with this task, this final task. But I am afraid, Alex, the black zones are not forgiving to those who drift too close, even us black runners. They will be even less forgiving of those who push back against them. I am afraid of the consequences this might bring to my clan. We must always tread carefully. I nod in understanding. Travonia was hoping for the same thing. Change. So was Alira. It's the reason that she didn't execute me. Hell, lots of people are like that. The random questions, the obsession with salvage, the way people seem drawn to the black zones. I don't think people want to ignore them, really. Then I come along, a living Zephyr. Who knows what that could mean? Makes sense that you'd want me as an acolyte. Alex, this is not the only reason. Oh? I... you... What? I wish to know if... I do not know how to say these things. I scratch the side of his head. Despite how tense he seems, he leans into my head. It's okay. Take your time. You are a Zephyr. Yeah? When I saw you had wit, I was seeing that you were honest about this. I wanted you as an acolyte because Others say that I am strange. They say that I talk strange. I hope the Zephyr would be... like me. I hope that you would be different. I hope that you would not find me strange. I hope that you would like me. Damn it, Loken. Way to tug at my heartstrings. Aww. I scratch his muzzle, then tug it downwards so that he's facing me. He stares. Loken, hey. You're amazing to me, you know that? Of all the people that I've met here, you're the one who isn't strange. You're the most sensible, trusting person in the clan. You don't hide yourself. When you say something, people believe you. I've got nothing left, Loken. Just anger that I can't explain. I didn't know where to start. I didn't need Dravonia or Taki or the Automonks. I needed someone completely themselves. That was you. You're the reason that I chose this path, because I trust you. I take his huge paw in my hands, squeezing it between us. They could all learn a lesson by being a bit more like you. Alex? Yeah? He grins happily, leaning down and burrowing his snout into my hair, placing an affectionate kiss on my face. You are a very strange human. I blush furiously. If I had a tail, it'd be wagging too. And small. A strange, small human. But this is a good thing. He claps the back of my head, tugging me closer for a tight and wet hug. I rub my arms around him, turning my head to lean into his embrace and shutting my eyes up in bliss. Alex. Yeah? Stay. I'm not going anywhere. When you discover where you have come from, I'll stay with you. You're my friend and mentor. I'm staying. I promise. Okay. He nuzzles the top of my head. Kiss? Kiss. He lowers his head down to mine. My lips meet his muzzle, our jaws curling rapturously around each other. I kiss him with rising passion as the water sloshes around us. His paws claw at me with fervent need, and our tongues meet between us. He's so good at kissing, so damn good. I lose myself in it. I grind my body against his, basking in him. All his need, his compassion, just him. When he parts with me, a pang of disappointment strikes. I rest my head back against his wet chest fur. My chest is thumping. I heard his heart thumping back. I really want to kiss him again. Wow, my heart is really thumping now. It's never been like this around him before. I feel weird. Kind of sad, but good. Loken? Alex? I gulp. Is it getting colder? The sun will soon set. Come, I will light a fire. We must rest here for the night. Yeah. I take a moment to calm my stirred chest. Probably just the heat of the moment. Only this and nothing more. You want to bet? The fire is gorgeous. I've been staring at it so long my peripheral vision has darkened. I'm glazed with radiant heat and the soft crackling sound. Coupled with Loken's enveloping pelt, it's heaven. I'm sitting in his lap, my back to his chest. He's holding me from behind, paws meeting at my belly and head resting neatly atop mine. We're both stripped nude, a blanket shared between us. We've not said anything for a long time. We've just been sitting here. I can hear his slow breathing above me. I'm not even sure that he's still awake. I look down and fumble with his paws. My fingers probe curiously at the pads beneath his fingers, admiring his contours. Loken doesn't seem to mind. I'm happy just to be held. Very happy. So very happy. That feeling is still there. I don't really know him that well, do I? Yet here I am, sitting and wondering. I do want to know him properly, the real Loken. I rise from his lap and spin around to face him. He looks startled. We're almost nose to nose, me tucked snugly on his lap. Alex, you are okay? Yeah, let's meet the real Loken. Bite, deactivate your translation function. Loken's frown deepens. Alex? Hello? He flinches, alarmed. Kasha? Do you understand me? I've never seen the tilted head of canine confusion look quite this tilted. I reach up and stroke his muzzle with a smile. I'll take that as a no. Alex, Saigato na Tompe? So this is what you really sound like? He growls at me. I laugh again and move my hand up to his ears, letting them bend and bounce against my fingers. It's okay. It's still me. Despite his unease, I sense his alarm melting beneath the power of my ear scratches. He knows that he can't resist them. I just wanted to hear you properly. Saigato na spa ling Gaia Zephyr? Oka. Yeah, whatever you just said. Loken finally smiles. He shifts, sitting upright. I budge out of his lap, giving him space. We both sit cross-legged face to face. For a while, we just stare. Neither of us really knows how to begin. After a while, Loken just points at me. Alex. I smirk and point back. Loken. Cool. Yeah, cool. Gura. Saya cool. He sounds different. I can't explain it. The gravelly deep wash of his voice is more pronounced, more primal. I wonder if Bite's translations disguised his accent. I wave at him. Hello. He waves back. Zaro. Zaro? Zaro. Ro. Zaro. Zaro. He gives me a thumbs up. I laugh, returning it. Ha. Oh. Hello. Oh. Oh. Hello. He. Oh. Hello. He. Oh. Close enough. Hello. Hey, oh, Alex. He pats his fist against his chest. Or igato, hinak, Loken. Then he points at me. Sa igato, hinak, Alex. I squint, trying to process his alien phonetics. Or igato, hinak, hinak. The sounds of his language are really tough to replicate. They don't feel right in my mouth. Hinak, Origato, Hinak Alex? Zah. Zah, yes. My name is Alex. Loken clears his throat, preparing himself. I said, watching enraptured. My name is Loken. He seems to be struggling with my language more than I struggled with his. My name is... My name is Loken. That's right. Za, Gura, Sayaku. Yeah, it is very cool. It's odd. The connection we're forming feels strange, warm and intimate. It's different. It feels like I'm meeting him all over again for the first time. In some ways, it feels like I'm speaking to a stranger. In others, I feel closer to him than I ever have. We stare at each other, eyes locked together, distanced by a language barrier, centuries apart and clouded by the horrors of the cascade. It occurs to me more than ever that we're from entirely different worlds. He really is a stranger to me in so many ways. Loken's ears flick. He raises his paw, fingers splayed, and holds it up to me. For a moment, I just stare at the pads of his fingers and palm. Then I reach up and meet my palm with his. He shuts his eyes, exhaling contently. His huge paw flexes beneath mine. His fingers slide up against mine, going well beyond the length of my own. Loken's eyes crack open. He looks down at me, his features placid and serene. His chest thunders in a low growl, like a slumbering, tranquil beast against the shimmering glow of the flames beside us. He'd never looked more relaxed. Beneath my smaller hand, I feel his paw loosen. His fingers slip between mine and slowly close around me. I smile. My chest is buzzing. Saigato. Sael. He whispers to me in a calm, delicate voice like a soft breeze. I like you too, Loken. It's so strange, meeting him like this. It's awkward, but wonderful. In that moment, right there, we could just stay. Maybe we don't need to go to Devil's Crag. Maybe we don't follow the path. It's just us. Me, the last lost human, and him, the primordial wise hound. Alex. Yeah? Kasa. Kiss? Zah. Chest flooding with giddy affection, I shuffle forwards and comply with his demand by planting a quick kiss on the tip of his muzzle. He returns it greedily, sliding his lips up against mine. When we part, his tail is waving jubilantly. He reaches up and grinds his fingers through my hair, petting me. Zah. His paw traces down my cheek, cupping my face affectionately. Grach, human. Loken gently pulls me by the shoulder and turns me around, pulling me into him. I shut my eyes, sinking back into his chest, my skin melting into his fur. I feel closer to him than I ever have. Alex. Grach. Saya. Lati. Sai gato. Triach. Sai rota. Iskach. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Ravato. All right. I lean back into his chest. Slowly, he brings us down onto our sides and pulls the blanket around us. I squirm back into his body, wrapped up in his warmth. His muzzle comes to rest on top of my head. Ravato ve. You too, big guy. Composition.
Come again?
Something you said a couple of nights ago about the algorithm. It's just ones and zeros, but its true composition is something more.
Yep. Break it down. It's all just code, just like you.
Except that I'm made of matter, not code.
Right. Atoms. Lots and lots of atoms.
But somehow, all together,
Those atoms make you.
my body, my mind,
Your soul.
and somehow, all together, a bunch of ones and zeros.
They make me. Alex, no. The algorithm does not have a soul, and neither do I.
You seem sure.
I am a computer program. That's all. I am just code.
And I'm just atoms. Why do I get a soul but not you?
You think that because I act lifelike, a personality matrix doesn't equate to a soul.
But you're not just an amalgamation of my personality. You are you. Sure, you're just ones and zeros, but you're still amazing. You have your own opinions and quirks. You can do incredible things. To me, you're real. If you break it down, we're all just a messy web of code and atoms. All of us, as weird and complicated as it can be. So, if the right combination of ones and zeros can make something as amazing as you, what else could they make?
You're thinking about the demons.
Yeah, what if somewhere out there past what we're normally aware of, there existed some kind of force? Something that we don't understand?
An emotion?
Or an instinct? Could even be a memory, something that we can't actually picture. What if you could represent that as a computer code? What would that be like? Is it really that different? Making a soul from atoms or making it from ones and zeros?
Where is all this coming from?
I've been thinking about the algorithm. I think it's alive. There's something impossible about all of this, something supernatural.
You mean like magic?
Yeah, like magic.
Alex,
Yeah?
you sound absolutely batshit mental.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Alex, I have been thinking, this rage that you have mentioned feeling, could the algorithm be causing it?
How?
It might be affecting your mind. We know the black zones cause cognitive impairment and extreme stress response, and you have a piece of code taken from it in your memory drive.
I think it's just, losing everything that I might have had. It's hard. There's no one to blame, no one to mourn. I need to know what happened, then I can process it.
Well, just be careful. We still don't know what this algorithm can do.
You're right, yeah. It's fine. I'm in control. As soon as we get what we want, I'll be able to think clearly.
What we want? Alex, what is it that you really want from all of this? Justice or closure?
Is it too much to ask for both?
You're only human. You can't avenge an entire species that no one even remembers. What would that even look like?
I don't know yet. For all we know, humans could still be alive.
Alex,
Don't give me that, just accept that they're gone. I won't. Not until we know for certain.
the way I see it, seeking these answers is one thing. But what would you do with the knowledge afterwards? I know you're angry and scared. You're every right to be, but don't lose your head to it, okay? After all, I live in here too.
You're the only reason that I haven't lost it already, buddy.
There's still time.
Guess I should get some proper sleep. We'll be going into the Black Zone again tomorrow.
Right, you rest up. I will see you in the morning.
Show yourself. There you are, you motherfucker. One more time, tell me what you did to me. I know it was you, okay? You killed everyone. You took everything from me. You're responsible. You think I'm scared? What, because I'm only human? You never should have left me alive. I will burn you. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So that was actually a short day, but I'm still going to split it into two pieces because there's at least enough to make two videos. So I was curious about Loken's previous interactions with the demons, or at the very least with the Black Zones and with Aya, his deceased mentor. It is nice that we did get the, I guess, background for Loken, because it does help to flesh him out more. Which I think is something that the story was sort of missing from the very beginning. Like, yeah, sure, we got it. He's Loken, one of the most renowned black runners, etc., etc., etc. And he's very quiet, and he was nonverbal through most of his childhood. Okay, but why? I need more. But I kind of feel like this update, well, not this update, this day, did shed a bit more light, and did help to sort of connect the readers to Loken, because up until now he's just like this horny, moody, weird little hound. But now we're getting a bit more about him, which helps flesh him out a bit more, which helps people like me who don't immediately just want to read a story about two horny people getting it on, become more, not attached, but a bit more invested in the characters. Because, to be honest, I am more invested in Dravonia and Taki than I am these two guys. But now I get a better picture of Loken than I did before, and I kind of like the character now a bit more. Not just because of this day, but leading up to it, I guess. And yeah, like, I don't want the story just to be a romance of these two, and that's kind of how it felt up until this point. Well, even up to this point, that's how it feels. I know that day 7 is a bit more different, and yeah, so again, no spoilers for the people that already know what happens on day 7. But yeah, I do think, back to my theory from the previous video that I mentioned, where I believe that given how society evolved, that perhaps the Black Zones, especially if the Black Zones are very widespread compared to the available land where they do not reach over to, that it does have something to do with the previous technology that is helping to spread the influence of the Black Zones. So again, if you think of it as sort of like the cell phone coverage maps, that perhaps the technology is sort of that still exists, or that is connected to the demons or the negative ones, that it's sort of helping to broadcast the area of effect of the Black Zones, but at the same time, it also allows the demons to exist, because if they are mechanical monstrosities, and if they're originating from something, and if they're connected to the cities, then maybe it stands to reason that something is allowing them to exist. And if they ever go out of the Black Zone, and if they try to move around in the safe spaces, that perhaps they'll stop functioning, because what they need is within the zones. And when it's like, basically, when you're starting to get close to one of the Black Zones, or you even step into it, you automatically feel something take over you. Like, Alex immediately feels something, like as if he was walking into like a barrier or something, or he's close to it, or like kind of like the hum from the Echo stories, where you hear the hum and that means that something is happening, but the hum is localized in specific areas. You don't always just hear it all over town, you hear it in specific places. So maybe the Black Zones act as sort of like I said, sort of like signifiers, or like a wavelength that is originating from something and is creating an area of effect where the demons are able to move about. That would be an interesting theory. I'm not sure if it would prove true or not, but we'll see. I was also interested in the whole nickname that Taki had, the Badger of Carmine. And, well, at least we know what it is now. I thought that it was like, oh, she's from another clan called Carmine. And, you know, she just moved over to the Draconi because they were like savages or something. But it's interesting to see now what it actually means. But yeah, so anyways, you know, write it in the comments what you think so far. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Soulcreek yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description for the Twitter page that's associated with Soulcreek, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game. And in case you don't have Twitter, or Twitter has imploded, and yeah, I know it's called X now, but I'm not gonna call it X. Like, fuck Elon Musk. So in case you don't have that, then you can just go to itch.io yourself and, you know, download the game there. I will also post a link down for the coffee that is associated with the project, where you can, you know, donate in case you like Soulcreek, and in case you want to tell the developer or show the developer that you really appreciate their work. And, you know, you do that by donating to them and telling them like, hey, I really like your work. Here's some money. And I will also post a link down for my coffee in case you feel like donating again. Because after all, the only reason I'm reading Soulcreek is because you guys donated a substantial amount, and I really, really appreciate it. Trust me, it helped. And yeah, like in case you want to keep donating, you know, keep donating. Anyways, so yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.